The stumps are ground, people. Looking good. The midnight rush got it done. Got some roots to pull up. I'm gonna put on the back blade, get the grade, fill in the stump holes right here. This was a hot mess. This is what took most of the time. We got one stump we had to push out of the ground, obviously. So, oh, look at this. The bride piled some roots over here. What a classy lady. This dirt is great because it's got tons of chips in it. So, it just looks, it's nice and soft. Should just make this into a huge food plot. Put a big tree stand right in the old oak. So one of the big things that people probably are looking at this and seeing the road right next to the opening, why would you do that? Well, it's all about my goals. My goals is not to keep privacy on this section of it, which security and privacy go together, and I need to have security by the road. But accessibility. I mean, when I have a new driveway put in yonder to come across, and this is the flattest part of my property. This one section that I wanted to do this. Flatness equals time. I'm not gonna make a big cut into the side of the mountain to create some flat spots. So I think this is great, and I'm happy with it. That's all that matters. Well, actually, if the wife's happy with it, which I'm pretty sure she is. All right, let's get this hooked up here. We did pretty good, we got close. This back blade is super heavy duty. An old bush hog came with the tractor. First things first, this stump. Let's just get it out of the way. Second gear. All right, now we're gonna start working the dirt back and forth. You can see the big dip here. This is where the two big stumps, maple nests of roots was. This is right here where I'm going over. This is where the oak was. I'm sure we're gonna get into the bottom part of that oak roof ball. You know, we just grounded below level, but it wasn't perfect, so we'll come all the way back. It's pretty smooth, we're not really hitting anything, so we'll go third. We've earned third. We're just gonna drop material. Lift up, we're gonna drop material right there. While we're up here, we'll try to make the back and forth efficient. We're gonna come back, we're gonna back drag with the teeth. We're gonna try to get roots out. We're gonna try to just get a little bit of a grade going, get pressure on it. A little bit at a time. Slowly lift. We're gonna use those teeth. A little bit of a rake. Get those roots separated. If I can. That's how you do it. All the way, don't hit the tree. Lumber back here. The amount of rocks in the soil down here has been pretty minimal, which I'm happy with, which makes it really easy to work with the tractor. There's gonna be some. I mean, if I keep digging, we'll get into the rock layer pretty quick. But I think being in I'm very curious if it's just because we're in a little bit of a valley. You can see we got high all around us. We're in a natural drainage, not a huge one, but a bit of a drainage, so you wonder if you just have over the years a lot of material built up right here. We'll get this big hump out of there. Let's pull that over. Try to cut it as much as we can here. A few passes, just get it out. It's hard to, yep, there's the root ball. All right, now we know where our bottom grade is. We'll get that, we'll be able to pull that, I bet. All right, up, and then what I'll do is I'll actually just go backwards. Back grade it. Doesn't work quite as well as the front teeth, being able to filter out those roots. Don't want to cut yet. Cut now, press in. Good. We've already filled in that hole pretty good. Lift. Drop some material. Good. You gotta be mindful on the dips because as you kick up the back, the front's gonna dig more, which will just continue digging out the ditch that you're trying to fill in. So it's really hard to do that with the back blade manually when you got a driveway. That's where the length of your, I don't have one. The length of your ground contact, this is just a bar across the bucket, you know, the teeth. And the back blade is just a single cutting blade. So it's not a plane. There's no plane for it to do. So the more plane you have, like a wood plane, the longer the wood plane, the more area that you're cutting out the imperfections across that length. So same thing with cutting dirt. This little tractor. If you're watching this, you probably know that. So the land plane works based on the length. It's equalizing, a grader is equalizing the length of those front wheels to the back wheels and the blade in the middle. And that way it'll cut only what the difference is, the high spots and fill in the low spots from the front wheels and the back wheels, the length of it. That's why they're so long. The longer something is, the more of a surface that you can plane in a single pass. Big rock there. I cut in a little, I wanted to get some roots out. I'm not sure about, I don't want to just push with the bucket like this. Especially not in first or third. You gotta be careful. Going any speed at all with the front bucket, just push it through. That's just how you bend stuff, that's how you break stuff. But generally speaking, in this soft stuff, we'll break traction before anything happens. But if you have really good traction and your tooth hits, that's why my bucket has a smile, which I gotta eventually fix because I've hit teeth, my teeth have hit stuff, and I'm moving, like right there. And you do this over and over again, just like that. This is hard on the front end. I don't like doing that. I do it. I don't like it, but I do it. I'm asking a lot of it, that's for sure. Let's pull that. You see it? I really do need a rake. I need everything. I mean, why wouldn't I? Pick up into my undercarriage here. Jeez, there's so many piles. I'm not quite sure how to approach this. Ready to keep going back and forth? What do you think? I think so. Getting these roots out is gonna be kind of tough. Back and forth work. The more I go over this hump, the more it's gonna exaggerate it. I kind of have to go at an angle now. Bring it down. I should go get the box blade. My neighbor has it right now, but it's only a 5-footer. So I like them wider than the tires. I need a 6-foot everything. This tractor's a 6-foot everything, or a 5-foot bush hog. It's fine, but it can handle a 6. Nice. Okay. Hump right here. I get this down, which means I got to cut, and I can't ride the hump. It'll be too hard to cut into it. So I got to go along the edge. Take the crown out. Track loader, so nice. Wow, there's a lot of dirt right here. A lot of stump ground in. Jeez, I gotta take this dirt, man. It's gonna hit really good in a couple years, a year. All these wood chips mixed into it, let them decompose. It's gonna be full of nitrogen and carbon, just full of it. I mean, it's gonna rob a little bit of nitrogen, not a little. When wood chips decompose, they rob the nitrogen, which will compete with whatever plant is trying to grow in it. But when it is decomposed, it turns into a really nice little compost. Let's see here. And if you get the wood chips on top, then it really holds the moisture in. All right, here we go. Big cut right here. We'll go second. Want to go slow. Give it time to really pull down in, get the corner of it in. You hear that? That's a good sound. I'm not really afraid of bending this blade. I'll break traction before that happens. So I'll put my corner into dirt. I mean, not rock or anything. But it's under slow speeds it'll happen. You do that under high speed, yeah, then you're gonna break something and bend it, you know? But even still, I've caught the corner of this blade on trees, which breaks my heart. It rips the bark of the trees, it kicks the tractor aside, and it doesn't bend it doesn't bend it. It might break a pin. I don't know if it would break that shear pin. That's a big shear pin on these things. I think it'd bend it before it does that. Breaks the pin, that is. All right, here we go. Keep it second, nice and slow. Down all the way, let the cut start. Good tension. Oh, it feels good. That's about as low as we're gonna, I don't know, maybe I got the whole stump out. I really don't see. Because right here is one stump as well that I wasn't able to get out. Right here. Kick it. Let it pop out. Get that corner in, just pull that out. Good. Noise. Again. I'm gonna hit this. I think that stump's above the grade I want. Under all this dirt. It's hard to tell. Haven't hit it yet. Lift. Noise. I see something here. Let's see if we can get under it. It's not that dramatic. Ah, there it is. There it is. Yep. The root system sticking out. Starting to peel it. Oh well. I might be able to break that up by coming at a different angle. Alright, let's check the camera. See if you're still rolling. Your battery's getting kind of low. 25%. You're still going. Okay, good. Third gear. Let's just push this stuff out of the way. Got a little fire. A little firewood. Yeah, I might just need to grab this stuff here. Let's pull it all out. Get it all out in the open. And then we'll go from there. nice and easy. Don't break the bucket. Just give it a little push, just a tee, just a tip. Ah, I think I can pull it. I think I can get it. Look at that. I knew I could. You just gotta believe in yourself. It's always interesting to consider the angle of force with the bucket, because right here, my angle of force is going straight into the earth. Like, I can't overcome that. Keep tipping it up. And as soon as you can get that tooth at the right angle, and that tooth starts pushing linearly or upwards, the force then, it does put, this is where your stress is on your front arms is, on the front loader, the whole, especially here, further up at the knuckles, or at the angle, because you have all the force of the tractor going through the two arms, down, but the bucket itself is actually, it's hitting that root, the tooth hit, so it's pushing into the bucket this way, and then it has to go, that force has to go up and then down this way. So it wants to bend these. That's why there's reinforcement plates right there, but still, I just can't even imagine how much force is going on the angle of the front end loader here. Then once it gets there, and it comes back, and this is pretty solid here, but then the lower ram, the actual lower ram mount, I find that being the weak point, and I see a little bit of movement in mine. I mean, this Kubota is built really, really well. I'm really impressed with it. The mounts themselves, that's why they're good. Geez, is that 3/8 or is that quarter? It might be 3/8, which is huge. So I've never seen any movement there. These pins are enormous, but just that force right at, man, I think the bucket, I mean, obviously the tooth, the smile in the bucket, meaning the lip, the bottom lip of my bucket, that takes it and that bends. You can see I have a big smile, and which can be straightened. It can be heated up. That's kind of disposable, right? It's a part that can be replaced. The bucket itself, you know, is not as important as the arms themselves and then the frame. I mean, it's important. I'm just saying it's replaceable. It's a quick attach bucket. I'm okay with being mean to the bucket. But when it comes up, oh yeah, the connection points. I mean, those big pins, that's how you wear out bushings. You gotta keep them greased. And I'm just thinking about, I'm just trying to imagine right now where the bucket's tilting up, it's pushing really hard on those lower pins. The lower pins are taking it linearly, like right at it. The upper ones are being pulled, so there's a compression and then there's a tension happening. Is that the case? And it goes up, yeah. And then the frame itself can take it. Those big plates on the side, the frame of the arms for the loader. But then, yeah, the mounts for the lower, the ram mounts, I think would be the weak point, because that's having the PSI on the ram, so your hydraulic system is really taking a big brunt. So if you're, especially as I tilt up like this, it's just knowing and kind of considering where you're going to break something allows you to push the rules in the envelope to their max. I honestly think the nice part about a tractor is that the traction. It's not there like a track loader, an excavator, bulldozer, a big tracked vehicle. And so I almost feel as though if you're going slow, the braking of traction with these tires is what can keep you from getting in trouble. If I had awesome traction, if I had more wheels, more weight in this without heavier duty stuff, I don't know, just thinking out loud. This is 44 horsepower, this is the L4400, and it's just, see right there, it's dangerous. It wants to pull the bucket down. I want it at least pushing through the entire frame. I'm gonna get this. I can see it moving, it's just dancing. It's just dancing. Not tons of pressure. Whoa, that sun's coming out now, baby. Drop it, maybe I can get second gear on it. The question is that the stump or a root? If it's a stump, I'm never gonna bust it. Where does it end? Right there. That's great. That's great. The further out on the stump and the root system you can go, the more leverage you're gonna have on it. Start breaking it that way. Start cutting around it here. That way I can get it below it. Oh yeah, it's not the best sound. I feel like I can get it. Oh yeah. Great. Quick pickup. Let's get the big ones out of the way here. This could be firewood. Okay. Yeah, real big arm of the root right here. It's okay. Still I'm very happy with how everything turned out so far. I'm not finding any deal breakers of stumps sticking out still. So it's always easy to miss one. Oh, it's getting hot. That sun. I think we can almost do fourth. And I spoke too soon. There's a stump right there. Okay, let's keep it in third. Where I started doing circles, circles are a great way to kind of get your grade on the same page, perhaps. Not perfect. Remember, this is all just made up in my head. Yeah, this is still low, or high. It's low around it. It's gonna keep doing that. Even if the circles, I'm gonna keep coming over it with the back up, and it's gonna drop material, make that hump even higher. We don't want to do that. So on this pass, I'll lift the blade and I'll cut into it with a bucket. I can almost see exactly where I need to go. Oh, are you serious? That's a surprising amount of dirt right there, and just that little hump. Now we'll come across and try to do it right here. Yeah, that's gonna be the stump, isn't it? Yeah, there's gonna be the root ball of that stump that I ground, but you can't get it all. Oh, look at that. I can move the whole stump now. That's not a stump, but the outer root system of it. Nice. Love it. Oh yeah. Awesome. That was a huge oak stump too. I could have not imagined digging that thing out. I already promised this tractor I wouldn't do it again. I gotta keep my word. There we go. Now we're gonna be able to cut real well. Come on now, baby. There we go. Okay. There's the joys of that stump out. Let's go ahead and push them out of the way. Try to, without taking the dirt, just the stumps. Okay job. One more. Josh, don't break your tractor. One root right there, I can feel it. Maybe it's bigger than I think. I can pull that. Woo! Woohoo! Didn't expect that. All right, we're moving. A little longer than I want, but that's life. You can tell. Things are. So we got the low spots of all where that whole maple root system was. That was pretty nasty over there. That's pretty flat. So then you can tell as we come across, then we hit what was kind of the hump where that big oak root is. Oh, hi, hello. And so what we're trying to do is take the high down, bring it over low, and then we're gonna do circles right here. We're gonna just try to even everything out, okay? So, I need something to drink. You haven't earned it yet, Josh. Not yet. Third. I forgot there was a stump there. I feel like I got fourth gear of this. With how it's turning out. Turning it around. You're only young once. Your back hurt watching that?